See how long this takes before this cuts out on me again. How's it going, guys? Welcome in the Rover Sports here, and just want to talk a little bit about Eli Manning, his Hall of Fame prospects. I don't really give a crap how I look. I look a little bit better there. So basically, I think Eli Manning should be a Hall of Famer. I get why people don't think he should be a Hall of Famer because he struggles in the regular season, and Philip Rivers is more consistent, and Big Ben's more consistent in the regular season. And listen, I get all those claims, I really do. But, the way I look at Eli Manning is he's gone to Lambeau twice and got it done. He's beaten Tom Brady twice, Belichick twice. He has two Super Bowl championships, heart of a lion, franchise quarterback for a very, very long time. So that's why I look at Eli Manning, and I think that Eli should be a Hall of Famer because of those reasons. I understand that he struggles in the regular season. I really do. But Eli Manning, for the most part, gets his team in the playoffs, has survived the New York media market, has been the franchise quarterback of a team for a long, long time. Unlike Kurt Warner, unlike Terrell Davis, he's actually played a long time. And Kurt Warner wants to act like he's the crap. But basically, Kurt Warner, he had Marshall Faulk and he had all these Hall of Famers around him. And he lost to the Patriots and he beat the Tennessee Titans and Jeff Fisher one time in the Super Bowl. And everybody should crown his ass. It's unbelievable. Everybody acts like Kurt Warner's the best thing since sliced bread. And just because Eli was a better college player than Warner, just because Eli's dad happens to be one of the greats, just because Eli's brother happens to be one of the greats, we shouldn't hold it against him at all. So yeah, that's kind of, the way that I kind of look at things. And I think Eli should be a Hall of Famer. Now, for the Giants and for the second pick in the draft, I really don't want a quarterback in the second pick of the draft. I think Kurt Warner never had a big arm, but he played in Mike Martz's system. So yeah. No, I think it's fine, man. I want Eli to play a really long time because Eli Manning, as a Giants fan, he just takes all this shit all the time. And as a fan, you just kind of ride with Eli. And there was a period of time where I thought it would be great if Eli can get to 4 championships, because you think in those unrealistic terms, and you think, oh, can Eli ever compete with Tom Brady? And now those days are long gone, but Giants fans really rally to Eli's cause because he gets shit on by the national media so much. And people really hate him and dislike him and very envious and jealous of the way that he went about the draft and that entire process. But looking at Kurt Warner, Pigskin Pete says he's lucky. Warner played with Isaac Bruce and Marshall Faulk, and then he fucking got bounced out of St. Louis. And then he went to the Niners or the Lions, and he sucked for the Giants. And it wasn't until very late in his career when he had Larry Fitzgerald that he was any good. Yeah, I mean, Romo too had good regular seasons, very efficient quarterback, even maybe more so than Eli Manning. But we're going to remember Romo for the interceptions, the game against Washington when he threw the screen pass. He was always in that Sunday night winner take all, win and go into the playoffs game. And he lost those games. He lost to the Giants, he lost to the Redskins, he lost to the Eagles in those spots. Romo had a chance against the Minnesota Vikings, and the Vikings pounded him into oblivion. And then you look at the 1 year when he had the Dez Bryant play, and if if that was a touchdown, there's no saying that defense that was very vulnerable under Marinelli would have held Aaron Rodgers anyway. Everybody acts like that would have been a dead win for the Cowboys. They might have even lost to the Giants. Pigskin Pete. I know you're really high on Luke Falk, man. I'm just not as high on Luke Falk as a lot of other guys. I think Mayfield is okay. I'm just a huge Davis Webb guy. Davis Webb is for the Giants, and I think Davis Webb is going to be incredible. So I think I'd take Webb over any of those guys. But talking about quarterbacks at the top of the draft, I like Baker Mayfield as my favorite guy in this year's draft. I don't love. Um, Josh Rosen might be also a pretty good player, but I just wouldn't want to deal with that headache all the time. He's not a rootable player. He's not a likable player at all. He's going to be players are not going to want to play with Josh Rosen. So, I think Darnold is poor too. I think Sam Darnold is like Blake Bortles. The only reason why people give a shit about Sam Darnold is because he played on national TV and he played in the Rose Bowl and he plays in on USC. He has herky jerky mechanics. He's a very kind person, but I'm just again, he's not really a gamer. Yeah, I mean, I think Eli under Shermer can also get deep into the playoffs. Seeing what he did with Case Keenum, I think that it certainly is a possibility for Eli to get another NFC Championship game. I agree, and now it'd be great to get deep into the playoffs one last time. I still want one more championship, and I trust Dave Gettleman and his direction. For the Giants. I do. But yeah, not really a fan of Sam Darnold at all. Don't really get all the hype around the guy. So no. And also, if I were the Giants, I wouldn't take a running back. I think that there's some really good prospects in this draft, though. If I was a general manager, I would take Shaquem Griffin out of UCF. I would also take. I'll tell you who I would take. Yeah. Yeah, Saquon, Josie Jewell's good. I mean, Eli's a decent screen guy. He's pretty good at throwing slants. I'll tell you the throw he can't really make. I mean, he makes the dig route is okay. I guess he can get in trouble sometimes throwing in the traffic on the slants, though. He does throw interceptions, but I like guys that take those kinds of risks. So absolutely. Um, it's going to kind of be a rough Super Bowl, with the Patriots and Eagles. I don't really like either team. Um, yeah, but like what I guess he's had to throw to a small Ahmad Bradshaw for the longest of times. What receiving running back has he really had? In his time. I mean, other than Derek Ward, maybe. What guy has he really had? So it's kind of a lull right now with football. It's kind of disappointing, guys. I'm disappointed that we have to wait a long time until football gets started again. But I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on Eli Manning, why I think he's a Hall of Famer. He gets shit on all the time. He's a guy that, again, the 8 playoff wins, winning at Lambeau, beating a 15-1 team, beating Brett Favre at the height, when Brett was still really, in his prime there with Donald Driver. So I just think Eli should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. And why don't you just pop on here, say hi to you guys, and yeah, thanks so much for tuning in.